Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I would like to talk about how to actually fight a Furious Rajang. Before we begin, be sure to click like and subscribe to support my channel. And comment what is your moves to actually fight Furious Rajang. So let's continue with the video. To start off, players need to understand that Furious Rajang is a variant type of Rajang. As you can see here, on the left side is where the normal Rajang is, with the color of dark gray and not electrified. However, on the right side is the variant type of Rajang called Furious Rajang, which is already electrified and will maintain its current state. Also, the tail is cut for Furious Rajang compared to normal Rajang, which the tail is still attached. Furious Rajang will always start with yellow eyes, not enraged, when see a hunters. Hunters can use this opportunity to do clutch wall when it is not enraged. However, it is exceptional for an event quest name Monkey Business, where Furious Rajang will start with red eyes, enraged, when see a hunters. When fighting a Furious Rajang, players need to play closer to the monster to get a good opening on hitting it, and also would definitely help in evading most of Furious Rajang hitbox. Players need to have courage to fight Furious Rajang, even though players' health point is low. Do not run far away from it or players might get punished. Here, player try to run away from Furious Rajang because low in health point and get punished from it. Observed this player health point as he tried to run away from Furious Rajang. But sadly, you can't. That's what happened when you are scared of Furious Rajang. We begins with a common Furious Rajang moveset, which is ground punch. Furious Rajang will punch the ground and deals a good damage. The only way to counter is player need to avoid his punch, of course, by rolling or just running away from it. Furious Rajang ground punch will most likely do with 3 times the punch, or it can do with combo of 1 single punch and then any moveset that Furious Rajang likes. Take a look at some videos here of 1 single punch and followed with any moveset. Here are the example of Furious Rajang 1 single punch combo with any moveset. Players can take a look and be extra careful when seeing Furious Rajang punch. On to the next one is that Furious Rajang also common moveset, plus often in doing it, which is sweeping barrage. Rajang will sweeps any hunters that are in front of him with his multiple hand punch. Best to do is that hunter should not stand in front of it if want to attack him, and start by rolling to the side and move away from its front to avoid its sweeping. Hunter can aim at its back when Furious is doing the sweeping barrage. Hunter also can roll right through its sweeping barrage with at least have minimum skills of evade window level 2. Continue with the next moveset is that Furious Rajang will do its Furious Charge, where it will dash forward to knock its enemy back with its horn. Therefore, hunters or players can just avoid this by rolling to side. Try not to fight it, as it deals a good damage also to the hunters. For this hand strikes by Furious Rajang is always done when Furious try to positioning himself. Players can predict this when Furious is trying to positioning by just roll away from it to avoid his hand strikes. For this movement now, as mentioned before, it is called Furious Positioning, where Furious Rajang will move left, right, back or forward to combo it with its hand strike or any other movements. Deals a little damage if players get hit by it. Proceed to the next one, which is the Lightning Beam, where Furious Rajang shoots a lightning beam out from its mouth and also deal a good damage. Players can see when Rajang trying to shoot the beam by looking at its hand, raise first for a few seconds before shooting it. Try to avoid this by rolling to the side or players can suffer the damage from it. To the next moveset, which is Rajang Sweeps. This moveset has two versions of it. Look onto it, and best way is to avoid by staying near from it when Rajang do the sweeps or just suffer from the damage done by it. Now this moveset is also done by Furious Rajang when it's trying to chase its enemy that are not far in front of it by just spinning itself to 360 degree, which also deals a good damage if player get hit by it. The name of this moveset is Furious Beyblade. Avoid by rolling far from it. If players trying to do the side roll or run to the side, players might just get hit by it by accidents. However, this next moveset is an annoying moveset, which Rajang will hop forward to chase players that are far from it. Avoid by playing far from Furious, or it will do this movement frequently. Get hit by it also deals a good damage to the players. Proceed with next moveset, which is Belly Flop, where Rajang smash its hand and belly onto ground, which causes a minor tremor to a players avoiding it close by, and deals big damage to players get hit by it. Avoid this by rolling far away from it, or equip skills with Tremor, level 1 to avoid its ground tremor. Next one is called Homing Attacks, where Furious Rajang jumps up, curls into a ball and slams itself at the hunter. It is a long-range moveset, but can be avoided simply by running or rolling away. The next thing that players or hunters easily seeing it is Jumping Lightning Strike, where Furious Rajang perform a leaps in the air, targeting hunters from a distance with a powerful multiple spits electrical attack onto the ground and exploded a few seconds after. This can be said with the twice the damage deals, dodging it by roll into Furious Rajang for a safe zone or roll back away from it. It is ill-advised to roll to the side of it, as players will get hit by it. Furious Rajang can also pin its enemy by lunging forward with open arms to grab the enemy. When it connects, there are two versions of it. For version 1, Rajang squish the hunter a bit before throwing them away. The hunter will then be knocked down, desperately crawling away from Rajang. Then, follow up with a powerful smack that deal huge damage. For version 2, Rajang will smash the hunter, followed up with the lightning beam to hunter. Then, lunges upward to just slam hunters to the ground with a lightning shock that deals a huge damage. The only ways for player or hunter to survive is to avoid from getting caught in the first place by running to the side or rolling away from it. How about when hunters get caught? Well, hunters or players can just use an equipped flash pod or scatternut or any slinger pod that comes out from Furious Rajang to interrupt its pinning if played as solo, which works only on version 1 pinning, and teammates can help by flashing or fire the slinger to Furious Rajang as party, which works on both version 1 and 2 pinning. Teammates should alert on this by helping their fellow teammates that has been caught by Furious Rajang. After a certain amount of damage done to Furious Rajang would then turn into its enraged mode that knock away any hunters near from him and causes any hunter slightly far from him to get the effect of its roar for a few seconds. When enraged, Furious Rajang's attacks become more ferocious, and its speed increases significantly. During its enraged mode, also, Furious Rajang introduces the two new moveset that will be shown on next clip. The first one is the ground slam and shockwave, where Furious Rajang slams its fists into the ground, creating shockwaves that travel outward. The shockwave looks like quad in shape and deals a huge damage to whomever is at nearest front of Rajang. During Rajang slams its fists into ground, do not stand below it, as it also deals a huge damage and almost the same as the shockwave damage. Avoid it by rolling to the side when near to Furious Rajang, or run far at the back in between of its shockwave without getting hit at the shockwave done by Furious Rajang. Or maybe just run to the side predicting its shockwave without getting hit by it. The next one is the most dangerous and fatal moveset ever done by Furious Rajang, which is the lightning slam dive, where Furious Rajang leaps into the air and crashes down with a powerful slam, releasing electrical shockwaves on impact. This moves can kill the hunter in an instant if not avoided or evaded from it. The best and common ways to evade from this is by doing a leap of faith. Hunters also can try to just straight run away without slowing down or looking back to avoid this. Dash backward using dual blade also can avoid the impact. Roll away also helpful with an equip of Evade Extender max level. Level 2 of Evade Extender also seems fine to roll away from it. And a success roll is by predicting when the slam going to reach ground. In addition, there is a moveset where Furious Rajang will flinch backward after a good damage dealt to its head or its head is broken. If Rajang is near to the wall, it will flinch and lean against the wall to open a new moveset, where Furious Rajang will spits lightning beam out of its mouth and fires in circular form. Best to avoid is to leap of faith. Or roll into it to avoid the big damage dealt. Of course, the roll needs at least an evade window of level 2 to success on the roll, and if not, the damage deals is the same as the lightning beam damage of Furious Rajang. After finishing looking onto Furious Rajang moveset and how to counter it, let's go on to how to actually fight it. Furious Rajang is actually easy to fight by just looking onto a good opening to hit it. When fighting Furious Rajang, hunters need to focus on head to actually deals a lot of damage, or even calm Furious Rajang down, turn to yellow eyes, when it's in enraged mode. A good information for hunters is that Furious Rajang will actually take a few seconds to recover after attacking with a certain moves. Therefore, hunters can just use that time to attack its head or damaging it. Here is only 2 steps for hunters to just fight Furious Rajang, nothing more. Start off with a step 1, which is wall the Furious Rajang. To wall Furious Rajang, hunters need to find the good Furious Rajang recovering state when it attacking. Here are some few recovering state that Rajang will recover after attacking, and hunters can claw it to then hit it to wall. Hunters need to be fast when do the clawing into wall, or Furious Rajang would start with the next move, which can automatically hurts the hunter. To claw and wall it, hunters need to claw onto its hand to make a successful claw wall moment. Sometimes, when it goes too fast, hunters would accidentally claw onto its back or butt. It is advised to just step down if hunters claw onto its back and do it again to get onto its hand. It is ill-advised for hunters to move the position from back to front, as Furious Rajang would not give a hunter a chance to do it as it moves aggressively. Here are some important notes when hunters clawing Furious Rajang for far too long without reacting it, or always keep on clawing Furious Rajang just to wound it. Furious will automatically react to grab a hunter's and start with its pinning movement to punish the hunters. Best way to avoid is when hunters see Furious Rajang started to move left and right, like in these video clip, hunters should just step down fast to avoid its grab pinning. And step 2, which is the final step to hunt Furious Rajang, is player need to find a good opening to hit Furious Rajang, of course. As mentioned before, I will say it again, Furious Rajang would recover slowly after it does a certain attacks. That is where hunters need to take the advantages by hitting its head to either remove its enraged state or perform a killing blows. Not surprisingly, hitting its head also helps to knock Furious Rajang down. From the clip shown are some examples of where hunters can actually hit Furious Rajang's head. Hunters need to stay close around Furious Rajang, so hunters can actually have a few seconds to attack Furious Rajang after its recovery from previous attack. However, if hunters are far away from Furious, the opening to hit might fail, as Furious actually finished recovering from the attack, which is kind of risky for hunters to do an attack, as its next follow-up attack will be fast and fatal. It is recommended that hunters would just try to play hit and run when fighting Furious Rajang, because Furious Rajang opening is quite short. Do not, I repeat, do not try to do big combo on your weapon, as it is impossible to do it when Furious Rajang is still standing. Furious Rajang would definitely run hunters over, or catch a hunter who did a big combo while he's still standing. However, hunters can do the big combo once Furious Rajang is knocked down. Observed from the clip of how I would do hit and run or hit and roll away to avoid the next incoming Furious Rajang attacks. The attacks is obviously random. Therefore, the safe plays is hunters just need to evade by rolling to side or dash side after doing a few hit on its head. For a weapon that has big damage output, above 500, hunters can just play one hit and then roll away, like for example is greatsword or hammer. For a weapon that has small damage output, below 500, hunters can do a few attacks with follow-up, but not the big combo, and then roll away, like, for example, is dual blades or bow. Hunters can also do a hit and block, which that is specified for weapons that has block skills like, for example, lance, gun lance, or sword and shield. Obviously, to do the hit and block, hunters need to expert in understanding every moveset of Furious Rajang to actually succeed at blocking and then do the offensive attack. Eventually, Furious Rajang would stop its enraged mode or die when hunters stay calm and look for the opening to hit. Do not be hasty to kill Furious Rajang fast. Stay calm and always look for opening. Some extra tips is hunters can wound Furious Rajang hands to avoid the attack of hunters being deflected when hunter accidentally hit Furious Rajang hands when Furious Rajang enter the enraged state. When deflected, hunter takes some time to recover, which give advantage to Furious to attack hunters back. Therefore, in order to do the wounding, hunter is advised to wear a temporal mantle to avoid being caught by Furious grapple, as Furious would not give a chance easily for hunter to claw onto its hand. If hunter insists not to wear it, well, consider your suffering starts with the Furious grapple. And so that's about it, everyone. Hope you enjoy the video. Happy hunting, and may the Sapphire Star guide your ways.